This video is about the infamous bird step on the Blood of the Dead Easter egg on Call of Duty Black Ops 4. And it's infamous because it's one of the complicated steps. It's a step that people have had trouble with. It was probably difficult to solve it when the map first came out, and you have to find the bird 4 times, so it's not just once, you have to do it over the course of 4 rounds. So it's by no means a simple or quick or easy step, but part of what I wanted to say is that it doesn't have to be as complicated as people say it is. I mean, it is complicated, but really there are some tricks you can use to make it easier. So it's not as daunting or as difficult as you think it is. You can make it pretty easy. It can be done pretty quickly. So one of the things that's really helpful, and I've learned this from other videos, is just knowing that the very first bird spawn is only going to be in one of 3 locations. There's 3 locations inside the prison that you have to check, and I don't know if I'm showing all of the... I'm definitely showing not all the correct locations here, but one of them is the library. The other one is up by the buildable table on the 2nd floor, and the other one is just outside the cafeteria right there. So this footage is from when I was kind of newer to this Easter egg, so I was kind of checking all the spots because I didn't really know. But that's one helpful thing, is the first bird always spawns in only one of 3 locations. And then once you figure that out, the first bird is easy, and then you just go on to the second bird, and all you have to do for the second and third bird is just, it just comes down to memorizing locations. If you can do that, it becomes a very, very easy step. And there's certain maps like this one and Dead of the Night that have a lot of different possible spawn locations, and it seems daunting or complicated, but really all it is you just need to learn what they are. Once you know them, it's easy. So that's what I'm trying to say. If it's your first time doing the map, sure, it's complicated, but once you learn it, it's easy. That's the thing about this Easter egg, and this step in particular. So once you've done the first bird, you can use this trick where you stare out over the water, and you can see a blue streak through the sky, and it's going to be on the right side of the screen, and it's very easy to miss. There it is. So it's kind of on the right side, so you can tell by looking at that exactly which part of the prison, which part of the map the bird is going to. So I saw it flash over to the right side, which means it's going to be in the warden's office or near the warden's office. So that was easy to find. And then again, I did it for the third bird, and it was a similar streak in the sky. It's in the bottom, sort of in the middle right side of the screen. You see a small blue flash, and then you can track where it goes. There it was. It's hard to see, and one of the great things about playing on PS5 is you can use the recording feature. So if you missed it, just pause your game, record the last 15 seconds, and just rewatch it, and you can see the blue streak. So based on that trick, based on those tricks, the first, second, and third bird is easy. And the fourth bird only has a finite number of spawn locations. There's very few places where it can actually spawn. So as long as you know what those are, you check them. And if you turn up your volume, that's another thing. If you turn up your volume louder, it's very easy to tell for the first 3 birds where it is, because you just listen for the bird sound, which is very loud. For these ones, for the final bird, you have to be aiming down your sights with the shield before you can actually hear it. So that makes it complicated, but just go to the handful of locations where it could spawn, aim, and then listen and look for that blue flash. So once you've done this a couple times, it's very easy. You just go to those places where you know it could be, and you check, you listen, and you watch. And that's as simple as it is. Now, one thing that happened in this particular game is I got to the 4th bird location. I thought, okay, we're done. I figured it out. Just got to get my zombie blood and we're good to go. So I see that it's right there. I saw the flash. That's where it is. Going to get my zombie blood. The problem is I went to go get this bird, and something happened that I didn't even know was possible. The bird just flew away before I could grab it with the Hell's Retriever. I don't know what causes that. I didn't change the round. Nothing changed. I was just doing this step like I've done before. And and that's another thing. I've done that so many times where I start this last bird and I do not have the Hell's Retriever. I have the Monkey Bomb. So that's a waste of a zombie blood. You've got to do another shield charge. So I had to wait another round because I didn't have my freaking Hell's Retriever. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I missed the bird with my first throw, so I was waiting for the Hell's Retriever to recharge, and the bird just flies away. I don't know what the heck it is. So this part, I was so confused. So other than this one time where this happened, the step is pretty easy. So this is definitely an exception to the rule. Like I was so confused. I was looking around. I swore that I got the bird, but I didn't. So I went back to square one. I had to check all the spots again. I didn't see it. I had to wait till the next round. It ended up being round 21. I had to wait till the next round. It was in a completely different location. I've never seen that before, where you find the bird and then it flies away, and you have to go to a different spot to get it. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody that knows more about this map that can explain why that happened, but I thought that was super weird. So I guess the point of the video is the step is easy, except for sometimes the unexpected happens. And I don't think that's something that happens very often. And that can happen with these games, with zombies, Easter eggs. There could be something unprecedented that happens. There's a lot of randomness. And I was so confused, I went back to the spot just to make sure the Chronorium wasn't laying on the ground. But ended up having to just check all the spots again, found the bird again, and got it. So other than that mishap, this step is not too bad. Just use the tricks that are found, and they're on YouTube. And I don't take credit for any of this knowledge, of course. Other people have figured this stuff out, but now that we know all these tricks, you can just use them, and you can get this step done pretty easily, usually. And that's kind of the whole point of the video. Just wanted to talk about this step and the fact that it is both hard and easy. It is both simple and complex. And I still got the step done despite having the issue. And there it is. I found the spark again for the second time on the following round. So now I figured it out. And this was another mistake. I went to the wrong generator. I was sure it was this one on the right. And I almost ran out of zombie blood. I only noticed at the last second that I was looking above the incorrect generator. I even threw my Hell's Retriever thinking that I just wasn't seeing the bird. And I just caught out of the corner of my eye that it was right there. And yeah, that was a close call. But anyways, so that's another point that I wanted to make is even though you do it correctly and you run into an issue and it gets complicated and you have to wait an extra round, you can still get it done. It's not the end of the world. These Easter eggs are complicated, but with enough repetition and enough knowledge, you can get it done. And I really enjoy this step. That's another thing that I wanted to say about this Easter egg in general, about BO4 in general, is that there are a lot of steps. It is complicated, but it's satisfying when you finally get it done, because I like a challenge. I like to complete a challenging map. It feels very rewarding. So BO4 is awesome, and I'll continue to do the Easter eggs on this game.